So California leaders condemn ICE raids in LA. We will not stand for this. I don't know what the hell they're going to do about it. Just a lot of rhetoric because they're speaking to their base, political base. Their base may not favor it, some parts of California. So they want to kind of speak to them. Not that they can do too much without getting entangled with all this law, courts, and Supreme Court. And we all know how the Supreme Court goes. But people never think about the solution to immigration. It's all about the problem. Now, people immigrate here, people migrate here, not because they like to break our laws or whatever, even though our laws are archaic, corrupt, and centered only on the working man to have to follow. Well, the rich elites skipped and danced their way right off the stage. It's supply and demand. It's supply and demand. They have the supply of low-wage workers, and we have farms and a bunch of industries that want to utilize that labor so they can remain competitive in the marketplace. That's what it all is. That's why we need a pathway. We need a pathway to citizenship in this country. We need unified growth all over the world. That is what reform the world is all about. It's not left or right. It's about the people. It's about the best decisions at the best moment. And the best moment is right as soon as possible. So the Department of Homeland Security conducted raids on multiple locations across Los Angeles. And all this is a publicity stunt. What do these ICE agents do for the economy? Do they get houses for us where we all deserve a house? Do they put food in our fridge? No, they just suck our production away. All your tax money and just basically the country's debt goes to pay their salaries, their inflated salaries. They do no good for the people of this country. They do no good. And it's time we have massive reforms. That is what we must call for. Massive reforms of the system so that immigration is no longer a problem. We need to utilize automation for the good of humanity, for the good of the United States, the great United States of America. Because once you have automation, then, well, what is the desire for low-wage workers? There will be a very low amount. Of course, we need more doctors in this economy. We have illegal immigrants who have the great skills to help this country, who are doctors and engineers, scientists, but they work, they stand in front of Home Depot because they can't get papers. So we need to utilize the skills of all people for the good of all society. So we cannot demonize those who we see as beneath us, but we must rise all boats together in the common sea of prosperity. And until that happens, well, you're going to continue this corruption, destruction of our society, which is so pathetic, so pathetic. We can do better than that. We need to kick out all the corrupt politicians. We need true solutions for the people's problems. Real solutions. None of this political posturing bullshit. None of it. Don't think about this. Check out reformtheworld.org and all that. Awesome. Please subscribe. Because we're trying to come up with real solutions. We're like a think tank activist organization that wants to make great change, not only in the US, but definitely in the US, but all over the world. To unite the people for the mission of the good against those forces of evil, to hold us back from what we deserve.